So the government report on UFOs is coming soon. Supposedly, it's going to be released on the 25th. So we'll see if that happens. But pretty excited to see what it has to say. Maybe it will be disappointing, but we shall see. In any case, I had started to become a lot more agnostic about what some of the video showed. I think the triangles have been debunked. And then there's the gimbal and the FLIR video. I think one was from Fravor, and then the other, that was one where it just darts off screen. And then, some people said that it was the result of just the camera moving, but based on the fact that it came from, based on Fravor's report, I don't think that was happening. As for the gimbal video, which is where you see the object rotating, some people said that it's probably a sort of like a, I don't know if the word is a lens flare, but sort of a lighting effect, and then the gimbal rotated, causing the thing to rotate, and that's what caused them to say it's rotating. So there's that, and then there's the GOFAST video, which is just a little object zipping across the ocean. And so the gimbal video, the debunkers have, I don't know enough about this stuff to say whether or not that was legit. And as for the GOFAST, I think the idea that it was parallax is within reason. But then I found a guy who was an F-16 pilot who I think successfully debunked all of those except for the pyramid video. He's an F-16 pilot, and he goes he made these long videos going through all the complex math and trigonometry to show how he came up with the speed and size of the objects. And he knows what he's talking about a lot more than some of the debunkers do. And his assessment, his professional opinion, is that they are not debunked. And as for the GOFAST, which was the one that I had the most questions about, because could it have been just a balloon or a bird and looked to be moving based on parallax? He goes through the math, and I can't say I understand all of that math. I really don't. But I watched all the videos just because it let me see that there was an expert in the field who actually was able to form, not only show why it wasn't stationary or that it wasn't parallax, but actually able to estimate the size, speed, and distance from the water that the object was. And as for the GOFAST video, he said it's about 1,000 feet above the water. I don't remember what size he said, but he estimated it was traveling at around 500 and some miles per hour. So, so not supersonic, but close to the speed of sound. And so that's what got the pilot's attention. I'm sure they've seen plenty of birds, and I'm sure they can tell when something's stationary and isn't. So it really wouldn't make sense for them to get excited about it going so fast. Now, we don't see a shape of it. It doesn't show any shape. It's just sort of like a white speck. But I also want to point out that I also want to bring up the fact that recently there was overhead satellite footage from the position of the Tic Tac, and it actually shows a white spot zipping past, and it leaves a wake, like a trail of water behind it. So those are my thoughts on the GOFAST and gimbal video. Now the F-16 pilot, he goes through the triangle videos, and he doesn't debunk or verify their veracity, but he takes the idea that he tries to estimate their size and distance, and he estimates the size as about the same size as 747, which would be consistent with the idea that it actually was an airplane. So he doesn't doesn't take a stance on it, but he just goes through the science, and he doesn't go into the fact that if you look up the bokeh effect on cameras, BOKEH, it's the effect of the light, the halo of an unfocused object taking the shape of a triangle. So he doesn't really bring that up or verify that. And so, that would make me somewhat question his judgment. Like, well, shouldn't you know? But then I realized the guy is an F-16 pilot, and he knows a lot about what things look like in infrared and night vision and all that, but he's not a camera specialist. He might not have ever used the type of cameras that he used in conjunction with his airplane might not have done that. Might not have caused that effect. It's only certain types of cameras and certain types of settings, so he might just not know about that. But as for the ability to estimate size, distance, and speed and shape of objects, he's an expert at. And that is their job as pilots, to be experts in that, because they have to be able to do that to know how to use their airplanes to fight. That's why they exist. So those are my thoughts. There's all the skepticism out there about these UAPs. I'm actually comfortable using the term UAP. I kind of like it, actually. Less baggage doesn't necessarily imply aliens. Although it's likely aliens, it doesn't automatically mean it is. And that taking away that baggage lets it be taken more seriously. So those are my current thoughts about UAPs.